Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding by watching what these politicians do. I want to jump back right in here and start on something way back from the days of Monty Perkins. Way back when, from the days of Monty Perkins. And just to kind of get a better insight into people as to how and why it is important to watch what politicians do. And don't take their contribution, don't take what they're doing for granted. You understand? Because they rely on you. They definitely rely on your blind support, not knowing exactly, not being knowledgeable enough about politics to make an informed decision when you do vote. Matthew Perkins said something years ago that a lot of people swept on the carpet, a lot of people swept under the carpet, and a lot of people laughed it off because people were saying, "Oh, I can't tell what's going to happen. Don't have that. Can't tell." If a man turns out to be whatever he wants to be, that's up to him, not up to me, because I can't predict the future. Yes, we can predict the future. This is why we have politicians in place. This is why we have government. Because you can predict the future and the socio-economic future of a society, of a nation, of a people, and of a cultural development. Matthew Perkins said, and I quote, "If there's any man who exists at a time, or even now, walk down to Jubilee and go into that ward where all the babies are born and tell us exactly what each baby will turn out to be in adult life. Any man can do that. I dare you, go down and do it. And let us know what this baby number one is going to be, baby number two, baby number three. Who will be the engineer and the doctor and the lawyer and all these things in society? Who will be the murderer, the rapist and all of that?" Most people at the time missed what Monty Perkins was trying to tell us. I remember arguing with a friend back then, so what Monty Perkins was referring to the political and the socio-economic environment of our society. The environment in which you're going to grow your child, because you're not even progressing right now as a parent. Under the socio-economic situation that exists, you're not making any progress in your life. You're struggling. So you tell me, if you bring a child into that kind of struggle, what will that child become, and where will that child end up? And this is why everyone says we don't know. Because you can't plan socio-economically for your child's development. You don't have the resources. You don't have that kind of autonomy. You don't have that kind of flexibility. But yet, guess what happens? When election is over with the parish council general election, people are happy to jump on board and say, "Oh yes," and you see them out on the street, "My party won, my boss win," and this and that and that. It happens with JLP, it happens with both PMP just the same. Like I said, my thing is not about PMP or JLP. My thing is about Jamaica, the reality in which we live. And after celebrating your party's win, or your party's victory, tomorrow morning, you walk past the very same person on the street, and that very same person is going to come to you and say, "Boy, what go on? Nothing go on for me now. Give me a thing now. You know nothing. Where you go, man? Give me a thing now." They come to you. Notice who they ask for a thing the very next morning, you know. You, a friend. You, the person they're familiar with. You, the person they see. They don't harass the MP. They don't harass the councillor. Because they know they can't. They know they can't. Because the council is not available to them like you are. And the PMP and the MP is not available to them as you are. So they'll even go to their JLP friend as PMP, or their JLP will go to him PMP friend and say, "Our JLP and PMP are friends. Let's not kid ourselves." Well, "Boy, nothing go on for me, give me a thing." Look how strange it is. You're voting for a person. And you're voting for a party. You're voting for I don't know if you understand the party's politics or the party policies or manifesto. I don't know if you have a knowledge of what you're voting for. And that is both from PNP and JLP supporters. And I'm raising this point because I've said this many, many times. Now, when people vote, you should not vote because you grew up in a PNP enclave or you grew up in a JLP enclave or your family. When I say enclave, I mean community and both parents and household. And you become a JLP, you become a PNP. No. I'm trying to make the point that you must, when you vote, your vote should be based on what is called an informed decision. You understand what the party will deliver. You are clear in that regard. You know what your party will do and can do. You understand? They have made that clear to you. Both sides of the fence. And if they don't, you will now see the big failure of your party. But if you're not understanding these things, that you make no effort to understand the promises your party have handed over to you or makes to you during your campaign and all of these things, when they get into governance and fail, how on God earth can you ever challenge anything they say or don't do or do? You can't. You can't. It's just a quick synopsis, lady. I'm Pete, ladies and gentlemen of Jamaica. I'm not here to get into the politics to say, because I don't reach that stage yet. I can, but I'm not reach that stage. And I don't want to get into it anyway right now. You understand? I want to talk to the people of Jamaica because the election is coming around, and I've been saying this from the very first time I launched this program. That it's important to get to the minds of Jamaica and the thinking of our people. We need to be more knowledgeable. We need to be more educated on our politics. We need to take it serious. Like I said, it's not the politicians' existence who are threatened. It is our own existence that is threatened. And whether you want to believe it or not, the country is in an existential crisis. And coming out of any election, whichever party is victorious from any election in Jamaica, we, the supporters of that party, we can jump and parade, create any parade, any charade, and anything we want. You understand? But just learn that the country is still in an existential crisis, and we are the ones who suffer. Not even you, just this party supporter. The whole country suffers because of that. The whole country is about to suffer. And ask yourself the question. I'm throwing this out there for all Jamaicans, Labour, right, PNP, and independents. And people who have no regards to politics, have nothing to do. Ask yourself the question. What are you leaving for your children? What kind of country do you want to leave for your children? What kind of country do you want to leave for your grandchildren? What path would you love to see the country on right now that you're alive? Are you in a position to pay your bills adequately and still live? Are you in a position to fund your children through school the right and proper way without exhaustive school loan and inexpensive and so expensive a school loan that you wonder if they'll ever live or work enough to pay that back? Ask yourself these questions. What are we inheriting right now that's going to put me in a position to say, yes, we're on the right track of the country? We are developing socio-economically. I'm profiting. My children are better off. Our household is better off. We're living a better quality of life. Ask yourself these questions. Let us send a signal to our politicians, both parties alike, because all they're telling us is stories that are feel good, to make you feel good, to make you think they can do this. All we've been getting from politicians is not performance politics. It's not the equitable distribution across society of opportunity, wealth, and justice. We're not getting that. What we're getting is promised politics. You hear the last Prime Minister's speech over in Portland, Andrew Holness. He promised Portland a whole lot of crap. Whole lot of things, whole lot of development. Election is in a year time. But you tell me if he's certain that he's going to win. No. But he's making these promises. Why? Because that's all they have to give you. And that's all they've been giving Jamaica and Jamaicans all these years. Promises. Ladies and gentlemen, let me use this opportunity to once again appeal to my Jamaicans home and abroad, because people in the diaspora can also help to shape, you understand, and reshape the minds of our voters. Get them to think aligned, not just party lines, but their own personal existence, their own personal development, a quality of life for them, their children, their grandchildren. Another thing I want to say to you, I want to point out here that please take careful note of how the politics is evolving in Jamaica. True representational politics. A lot of politicians now, their children are being groomed to step into the breach. Right? They don't have a problem going to the dearest school in Jamaica. They don't have a problem going to university abroad. As international student, their school fees are paid, everything is done. Take care of lodging, food, everything. Housing, everything is taken care of for them. While you're back home, your children is struggling, you are struggling. And the little taxes, little money you're paying for taxes, is helping that very same government and that same representational politician to send his kids overseas for better, far better education than what even exists in Jamaica at times. Or even in Jamaica. And you continue to blindly support the cause you feed into the cycle to cycle stupidity that doesn't get you anywhere as voters and not getting us anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be smart. Let us make the effort to educate ourselves and become much more aware of what is happening around us. Again, Lennie Robbins, always a pleasure to come and talk to you guys and share my little thought as it is. Like I said, I'm not here to curse PNP or curse JLP. There are liars, they have done their thing, they have all made a whole lot of mistake and misinformed and deceived and all sort of crap. But they will continue to do what they do because they realize that we are not watching them. And we don't care what, most of us even really don't care. We tell ourselves, oh, it's my party, they can't do what they want to do once they're in power. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this YouTube channel. Like I said, give your likes, your dislikes, subscribe, and share. Lennie Robbins, know your politics. Let us come together and try to come together and to create a better understanding for us all. It is our lives, not the politicians' lives. We must watch what they do. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a blessed day.